All right, welcome. We are here to talk about secondary dominance. It's something that I love using, secondary dominance, and whenever I'm arranging a song, writing a song, chord progression, whatever, I think it's just a great. Dominant chords are awesome, and I think the secondary dominant is really a good change up that you can sprinkle in to your chord progressions, your melodies. So first, what is a secondary dominant? Okay, and I'm going to read this right off of Google. A secondary dominant is a dominant chord, okay, that leads to a chord other than the tonic, creating a sense of tension and resolution or release. So, a dominant chord that leads to a chord other than the tonic. What does that mean? I'll show you with an example. I have a chord progression. It's a verse chord progression, and then there's a chorus chord progression. I'll play it. I'll play the verse and go into the first line of the chorus. So it's actually pretty simple. It's G versus G, E, D, and I sprinkle in some some lines, stuff like that. But again, all it really is G, E minor, E minor, D, and I'm arpeggiating all that stuff. Now, if you noticed, the last chord of that verse was B dominant 7. And I hadn't played that during the verse, except for that last chord. So it's like G, E minor, then it would usually go to D, but instead it goes to B dominant 7. Why do I do that? Well, because it's a secondary dominant of E minor, which is my first chord of the chorus. So this secondary dominant is a way to segue. It's a great way to build tension and segue into your next part. In this case, my leading tone is E minor, which is not the tonic of my verse. The tonic would be G. Now, how do I know what the secondary dominant is of my leading chord? It's pretty easy. So in this case, my leading chord is E minor. That's the first chord of my chorus. So all you got to do, you take that leading chord, you count 5 whole steps from there, and you will get to your secondary dominant. So in this instance, E, F, G, A, B. B is the 5th. It's a perfect 5th above E. So you basically take that, whatever your perfect 5th is, in this instance B, and you just turn it into a dominant chord, which would be that. So, you see how that builds tension? See how that builds tension right there? That chord. It's a lot of tension. It wants to go somewhere. Please, let's go somewhere. Okay, cool. We'll go to that E minor, which is the leading chord of the chorus in this instance. Now, I'm playing, the verse goes G. Could I do that before I go to E minor? I could. But I don't think that this builds as much tension and release as that builds a lot more tension and release. So again, secondary dominance, it's essentially the dominant chord of your leading tone or your leading chord. So there are great ways to go from verse to chorus, chorus to verse. You could put them in, you could sprinkle them in there between, chorus to bridge. Just they're awesome. I think they're just great. And the chords themselves, by themselves, a little unnerving, but they're just great ways to build tension and release. So that's it. Secondary dominance. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. Ask me some questions. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'm just going to keep making videos because I love making music. So, yeah, that's it for today. Have fun. Make music. I'll see you again soon.